All right, guys, investing in and of itself can actually be super fun. It's a very, very enjoyable thing. I've been doing it for about 25 years, and it's very, very rewarding for me. It's humbling at certain times in the market during times of volatility and downturn. And it's also very, very rewarding when you put a plan to action and you have the ability to see that plan pay off. In this video, we're going to use M1 Finance to outline what a beginning dividend portfolio could look like for a new investor. I'm going to earmark 5 stocks in this video that I think a new investor could have a really enjoyable time starting on their investing career. And they can do so with as little as $100. The beauty of some of the platforms that are out right now is that they make investing exciting, and they make it fun, and they make it easy. The landscape has changed so much. If there's ever a time to start investing, and there's investors out there that are on the sideline and they're wondering if investing is for them, maybe it's time to give it a shot and see what you're capable of doing. I'm going to kick you into M1 Finance right now, guys, and we're going to take a look. All right, guys, whenever I do these reviews, I really love to use the M1 Finance platform for research and also to demonstrate what the M1 Finance platform has to offer. This is actually my account, so I use this as an opportunity to demonstrate at least some of the features and aesthetics of the M1 Finance platform. This is a portfolio of just over $5,000 that I've built with sector-specific or sector specialty ETFs, referred to sometimes as spiders. But this will give me exposure to all 11 sectors here. But it's done quite well, up over 17%. That's just indicative of the buy point that I picked up here right at the end of March. That was an awesome entry right there. But it's worked out quite well, and it'll be great to monitor this portfolio going forward. And I'll continue to roll out these updates for you guys. Just over 300 on capital appreciation, and then just over 50 bucks in dividends. So far, I've had this account open for just over a year, and so we're excited about the progress on it. So I wanted to jump you over here and show you guys what I've built for you. I've built 3 dividend portfolios for you guys, and this will be really useful for a new investor who doesn't have a whole lot of starting capital. You can start this account with as little as $100, you know, and get involved with investing maybe for the first time. And unlike a platform like Robinhood that does not have retirement accounts, M1 Finance does. So we'll jump into this real quick and we'll show you what I've got here for the first one. Portfolio number 1, all of these are aimed with an emphasis on dividends. And the cool part about this, when I say $100, the opportunity through M1 Finance to enter into these companies that will allow you to buy partial shares. So 1 share of Johnson & Johnson is going to be $150. But with the opportunity through partial shares, I've got these set equal weight. So it's going to take your $100 and basically split it up across these 5 companies. So portfolio number 1 has got a 4.25% yield on it, so really cool. Of course, everything on M1 Finance is free of charge. So I've got industrials exposure first to 3M, and then AT&T, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and healthcare, and finally JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank out of financials. So that's a cool way of getting your exposure for a new investor who may not have a lot of capital to kind of jump into the market here and get exposure to these 5 companies and get you a nice yield to boot. So let me jump in here to number 2 and we'll take a look at what I've built for you guys. This one has the larger yield. This one's over 5%. This just gives a different way of exposure to the market. Now, if you didn't like the way I've allocated these, it's very, very simple on the M1 Finance platform to come in here and allocate this however you want. Okay, but I've started with ExxonMobil, really nice yield. It's been beat down, so pretty good entry, great balance sheet with ExxonMobil. And then IBM and Technology, McDonald's Corp, and Pfizer, and Verizon Communications. So you can see here that the idea behind this exercise isn't that you just take and blindly invest in this, although you could probably trip and fall into any of these portfolios and start building wealth for yourself over time, as this asset's going to pay you when you're sleeping over 5%. But I think the real cool thing behind this exercise is to understand the beauty of the partial share purchase within these. I think this is really cool, the fractional shares, right? So you're not stuck having to buy some of these companies that have sometimes share prices that are over $100. You know, that's going to chew up your entire starting capital. But instead, you can take that $100 and throw it at this portfolio, and it's going to automatically, the magic of M1 Finance, it's going to break that $100 up, and it's going to allocate that into these 5 companies. So this last pie I've got here is a 3.5 yielder, so not bad there. Financials, Bank of America exposure, and technology, Cisco Systems, General Mills here for all you Cheerio eaters out there, Merck, and healthcare. And then finally, the newly formed Raytheon Technologies, which has brought together an industrial defense company from the industrial sector and merged with a United Technologies. So really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a great way for me to demonstrate some of the features on M1 Finance, and hopefully it gives you guys some ideas about potentially seeking your exposure to the stock market, maybe from an entry-level perspective, or if you don't have any of these fine names in your existing portfolios, maybe you can look to add those to your watch list and monitor them going forward. So guys, I hope you enjoyed these 3 dividend portfolios. With that, I'll kick you back to YouTube.
All right, guys, so we've just come back out of M1 Finance. It's one of those really enjoyable, easy to use platforms. Independent Investor Channel is affiliated with M1 Finance. Please understand that if you do opt for their service and they're going to fit your needs as an investor, the channel can receive a small compensation for mine and your efforts for doing so. I think the cool thing about offerings like this is we're able to use M1 Finance to build portfolios, to share different ideas in the investing arena that new investors and experienced investors alike can look at, they can scrutinize, they can use for their benefit, either partially or holistically. I just think it's an awesome, awesome way to share information and enjoy how enjoyable it can be to be an investor nowadays, guys. So with that, thank you so much for tuning into the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Good luck in your investment future.